Tom Cruise is one of the defining stars of modern Hollywood, but for all his extended success, he's failed to dominate one archetypal genre of American cinema. Despite featuring in some of the most successful action, sci-fi, and drama movies of all time, Cruise has had limited success when it comes to westerns. Excepting a brief cameo appearance in the 1988 hit Young Guns, Cruise has only actually appeared in one other western movie. However, while this limited track record suggests the genre is not his strong suit, there's more than enough in Cruise's career to suggest that he's more than capable. His non-speaking role as a quickly dispatched Young Guns henchman aside, Cruise's only western role to date came in the epic romantic drama Far and Away. Starring Cruise and his then-wife Nicole Kidman, the Ron Howard-directed movie follows Irish immigrants attempting to make their fortune against the backdrop of the Old West. Released in 1992, the movie was a modest critical and financial success, earning $137 million at the box office and 50% positive reviews. On the surface, these numbers are unremarkable. However, closer inspection of both Cruise and the movie reveals that Far and Away lays some exciting foundations for future Cruise westerns. Far and Away proved Tom Cruise's potential in westerns. Many things about the film prove he could succeed. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman in Far and Away. There's no doubt that Far and Away wasn't an unqualified success. Made for $60 million, the movie barely recouped its budget, and critics, many of whom praised its visual splendor while criticizing its simple story. However, buried within the mediocrity, the movie subtly demonstrates why someone like Cruise is so suited to western roles. Like many westerns, Far and Away is as much about the environment and spectacular American landscape as it is about the characters. As is typical of the genre, the film features a series of impressive shots that make full use of the evocative nature of the Old West, despite failing to back up the visuals with an equally sweeping story. As Rotten Tomatoes critical consensus puts it, handsome and simplistic, Far and Away has the beauty of an American epic without the breadth. However, whatever the movie's merits or problems, creating strong characters that stand up against the grandeur and expanse of the backdrop is a skill in and of itself. Legendary Western actors like Clint Eastwood and Kevin Costner have succeeded because they imbue the screen with a strong, magnetic central presence who is enhanced, rather than diminished by the surrounding scenery. In Far and Away, Cruise proves that he's more than capable of delivering on this front. While other elements of the film let him down, there's enough raw potential in his performance to suggest that he could succeed in similar settings. Tom Cruise's strengths as an actor make him perfect for westerns. He's proven it in other contexts. The way Cruise seems immediately at home in the sweeping vistas of Far and Away indicates that he has potential as a western star. However, perhaps the most compelling case for him pursuing other projects in the genre comes from the rest of his career. As demonstrated by the likes of Mission: Impossible, one of Cruise's great strengths as an actor is his physicality. His commitment to practical stunt work has remained undimmed for decades, to the point where it's now the highlight of any Cruise project. These skills could easily be brought to bear in a western, where practical authenticity can enhance a story's historical feel. Another stereotypical strength of western stars is the intensity of their performances. Clint Eastwood's Man with No Name is the prime example of a character who doesn't so much exist as smolder on screen. Classic characters like this don't arrive by accident and require an actor to have a very particular skill set. Cruise has proven time and time again that his greatest strength is the rigor with which he approaches every performance, whether it's the perma-jumping Ethan Hunt or something more emotionally demanding like Ron Kovic in Born on the 4th of July. This is exactly what's required of a potential western star. A final factor is Cruise's persona as one of the final few traditional movie stars. Many of his defining attributes, from his views on movie-making to personal intensity, feel like a throwback to a bygone age of cinema, one where westerns were considered a preeminent genre. Because of Western movies' association with classic Hollywood, Cruise is in many ways a natural fit, given that many audiences already associate him with a more traditional view of the industry, where individual actors were given top billing over extended cinematic universes and long-running franchises. Tom Cruise can definitely improve on Far and Away. The movie had multiple flaws. Joseph whispering into Shannon's ear in Far and Away. Part of what makes Far and Away an interesting marker in Tom Cruise's career is that it demonstrates so much hitherto wasted potential. All of Cruise's strengths that could potentially make him as celebrated a Western actor as Costner, Eastwood, and John Wayne have only become more apparent in the 32 years since the movie was released. Yet, looking back, it's increasingly clear that the movie itself did not allow Cruise to shine. Multiple contemporary critics identified that, despite the talent of Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, and Ron Howard behind the camera, the movie was less than the sum of its parts. In what was far from an isolated opinion, the legendary Chicago Sun-Times critic Roger Ebert declared,